I've got the starter set, I've got the essentials kit, the DM's guide, the Tome of Foes, monster manual. You know, for a first-time player, all these guides can be a little overpowering, and it's even worse if you've got a neurological condition, ADHD, autism. You know, there's just got to be a better way.
From the D20 News Network, where the roles come first, this is a D20NN News Break.
Now, we all know there are cheat sheets out there, and they're all well and good, but they don't often catch many of the first-timer situations. Artist Sean Sunday has designed a player screen that covers many of the basics, plus offers benefits that may not have occurred to you, especially if you're not living with ADHD or on the autism spectrum. To tell us more about that side of the story, we have Sean Sunday.
Thank you.
You've been very vocal in pointing out that this player screen can be helpful for people on the autism spectrum, but now some people may not be aware of the term neurodiverse. Take us through that and how your screen can help.
I have ADHD. My wife is on the autism spectrum. A lot of our friends are either on the spectrum or have anxiety disorders and things like that as well. And we found that standard cheat sheets that sit on the table didn't really work for us. Memory issues are a big thing that come with ADHD, and also concentration. So remembering to pick up a cheat sheet and look at it is actually surprisingly difficult. So I designed the player screen to help players that are new to the game with their most common information that's going to get asked about, and neurodiverse players like myself, even veterans that just want a little bit of help remembering the basics because there's stuff that they forget to do. We've had quite a few players that have been playing 5e since it was first established say, oh, I always forget this when I'm doing my turn. That's really cool. So we designed it as a screen to sit vertically directly in front of you. So all you have to do is look down, go there, and have a look through for the information that you need. Also, for players with anxiety, it really helps them to just have a little bit of a barrier while not separating them from the players. It just gives that feeling of separation and security to let them take a second to quickly look through everything and then take their turn, and helps to establish that confidence.
And this is strictly for the player in mind. This isn't something that would necessarily help someone learn how to DM. Now there's a lot of information and mechanics for a player to keep track of during a session, to say nothing about combat. Now, how did you decide what to narrow down for these screens?
This screen is definitely designed with players in mind. It has a lot less information than a DM screen does. Because it's designed to be low profile, really quick reference, and just have the most common important information that's relevant to a player, no matter what type of player they're playing, whether they're a cleric or a half-orc or an elf or a paladin or a rogue, doesn't matter. The information on the screen will be relevant to them. A DM could use it, but it is still missing a lot of information that is important to a DM.
You've gotten some pretty good reviews from people that have play tested your prototypes, and there are some pretty big names from the RPG community who have spoken out.
So the general response has been, I didn't know I needed this. Why isn't this already a thing? Or as Christina Ariel said in her video, and a lot of other veteran players that I've played with, is, I wish I had this my first time. This would have made things so much easier the first time around for me. Which is why we made it, to make people's life easier.
But It's to help players actually be able to know, especially if you have a newer player who's never played at your table before, it's their first time playing Dungeons & Dragons. I would have loved to have had something like this at my first game, because as a lot of you know, I played my very first game on stream and had no idea. I was winging it by the skin of my teeth. But this player screen is super awesome, and it basically explains what your DM is saying to you. So your DM has their screen, you're sitting and you're playing, you have your very own screen with tips to tell you about places to mark your death saves, advantage, disadvantage, types of ability checks. And it'd be really cool just to have all that information in front of you.
Now, your Indiegogo is about half of the way funded as of the date of this taping, so let's remind folks who haven't pledged yet what they can receive if they back you.
It's just a really basic set of perks, because with my ADHD I didn't want to overcomplicate things. There's single screens, 2 screens, 4 screens, 5 screens. There is a tier specifically for school, library, community, youth D&D groups, which is at a wholesale discount. And then there are 2 different retailer pledges, one for 25 screens and one for 100 screens. The community group is for 10 screens, because that seems to be about the general size of most smaller groups. And each one comes obviously with a copy of the digital downloads. There's also just a digital tier for $5, which is a print and play high-res, high-color copy of the screen for those who can't afford the physical screen and shipping but still want to have the screen. It also comes with the beta copy of the adventure that we've designed with it. Nadia from Go Play and Shared Sagas podcast has done a lot of amazing work and helped me create a custom spooky adventure for the campaign, and that is on the $5 tier, but every backer from $5 and up gets a copy of those as well.
All right, now you just mentioned some levels for retailers and libraries. Have you had requests for those markets?
Yeah, I've had a few groups that have wanted to look at the print and play, and I've sent them PDFs to try out the screens to see whether they wanted to actually get physical copies of the screens in bulk. So I've had quite a few groups speak to me about that now, which is really cool.
Sean Sunday, thanks once more for talking with me today. Now, if you'd like to back his Indiegogo project for 5e player screens, click the link you'll find in the YouTube description, or go to d20nn.com for more information. That just about does it for this news break. For the D20 News Network, I'm Chase Irwin. See you next time. Owie. Owie. Owie.
Thanks for watching this D20NN news break. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Check out more of our videos here, or for more of the news that's fit to crit, visit d20nn.com.